friends and I like to go around to different stores and to look at their decor and see if we can get any ideas for crafts that we can do for different holidays. And so this week, or last week, we went to a store and we saw these Christmas trees decorated with these really long trailing picks with ornaments on them. Theirs were a lot longer and I just don't have the patience to make it a lot longer, but we thought they were really neat. So I came home and figured them out. And I'm going to show you how to do them today. These are all the different varieties that I like to make because my friends have red trees and I have a silver and white tree. Well, we're going to make the red one today. And to make it cheaply, of course, went to the dollar store because I love the dollar store. So for the smaller size, you're going to get the package that looks like that. And it comes with 16 in a package, and I only use 5 maybe per stem. So you can make 3 of the stems with this. And then for the larger ones, they come in a tube like this, and they have 15 of them. And I only use 4 of those. So again, you can make 3 stems with just a package of each. So what I started out was, I'll take a 16, 18 gauge wire that you can get at craft stores, just because I like it to look more like a floral stem. I did it with smaller wire and it just didn't look very good. And cut about 2 inches off. And then I just put some hot glue at the beginning of the, well, I pulled the top off of it and then put some hot glue in there, and then I just hold it against the side. And with hot glue, of course, you want to hold it for about 20 seconds. Sometimes it doesn't take that long. And then to make them look like stems, I went ahead and took brown floral tape. And it's easier to do this before you do anything else. So I turn them upside down and start with the bottom. And with floral tape, you want to stretch as you wind it, and you want to wind it as much as you can diagonally and tight. So I start off with first the bottom, and then I go my diagonal, stretching while I'm pulling. And like I said, I'll do 4 or 5 of the small ones, and then I'll do 4 of the big ones. And then after you've got those all wrapped, I took out my baling wire because it's a good gauge and it's inexpensive to buy in a huge thing like that from a hardware store. And I made a really long piece because you're going to stick this in your tree, and so part of it's going to be in the tree. You want it to be nice and long. And then again, I take my floral tape and just wind it around, pulling it while stretching it. For the ones that are white floral tape, I ended up wrapping them more than one time. And you want to try and keep your fingers on your wire and not your floral tape, because otherwise it looks really dirty. So now I've got all of my little ornaments on their wires, and with the floral tape, and I floral taped my whole stem, and your fingers are probably going to be really sticky at this point. If you're anything OCD like me, that really bugs you. So if you just take Vaseline or any other kind of slick substance, lotion maybe, hand soap or anything, and just rub that on your fingers, and then just use a paper towel or napkin or something. It'll get rid of that sticky feeling so you can keep working with it. So the next thing that I did is add my leaves, because I noticed on the one that I wanted to copy that it had leaves and sticks and all kinds of things to make it look more like a floral pick. And I go probably about a little less than halfway up. And you want to use your floral wire just because it's very thin, easier to bend. You're going to take whatever greenery at this point you want to use. This one, I chose the glittery leaves, but I've also used, there's some white leaves, there's some fake pine. You want to be really careful because, as I've found while messing with this, if you don't bend your ends of your floral wire in, you'll just stick your finger through them, and that doesn't feel very good. Then once you've got the wire on there, you want to do the floral tape again This is just a FYI, floral tape doesn't stick to glitter very well. So you do want to stretch it and kind of go back over it. So normally I would put 2 on right there, and you can add later on. And then you're going to start with one of the smaller ornaments and just place it near the top. Again, take your floral wire, twist it around to make it hold together. And like I said, my fingers are now slick, so it's harder to hold the wire, so I just use my needle nose pliers. Tuck the ends in and use your floral tape. So the way that I pattern this when I'm doing mine is I do 4 of the balls right up here at the top of the smaller ones, about like that. So that's the pattern you're going to go for. Just kind of in a bundle with your biggest one up top. And then after I do that, I'm going to add the larger ones in the same fashion going down, and I'll pause and get that done and then show you the next thing. Alright, so now I've gotten to this part. I had to move one of my leaves up because I had it too far down, or I just got excited and put these too close together. You'll also know that because we put these on wire, you can also, you know, move them out and kind of reposition them. I think I said earlier to do 2 inches of wire, but it's probably closer to 3 or 4. I'm not really good with measurements, so there's that. And then I usually do 1 extra small one, so if I get to this point and I think it looks a little sparse, I can add one here or down there, or something else. Dangers of this project are, besides sticking a hole in your finger with your floral tape or getting your hands super sticky, is when you're twisting around and this end of your stem, it's gotten caught in my sweater and my shirt like 5 times. So don't wear clothes you like, I guess, or you're gonna get holes in them. Okay, so the last thing that I did is when we saw the piece, it had little twigs and stuff hanging out of it. So I cut another piece of my silver wire. The reason why I use this one and not the baling wire is that this one is softer, it's more malleable, so that you can twist it, whereas the baling wire is really hard, so I only use it for my piece that stays straight. So I cut a piece that is about that big, I don't know, 8 inches, something like that, and I cut 2 of them. With wire, if you're having trouble getting it to cut, all you want to do is twist it back and forth and it'll cut on you. And then I covered it with floral tape. And then I'm going to make it all cute by taking some kind of round thing, pencil, I don't know, something, and then just twisting it so it looks kind of like a little curly willow or something. And then I'm going to add those in places that make it look interesting. Like, see, I've got a little hole right there. So I'm going to hold it against there and pull it out, and then I'm going to wire it and floral tape it onto there, and then we'll see how the whole thing turns out. Alright, so this is how mine turned out with my twigs and everything, and I ended up adding another little ornament on the bottom because I didn't think it looked as full as some of the other ones. I've already put one of them on the tree, and I'm just going to put this one on, see if it looks cute like I think it will. You're just going to lay it across one of the branches and let it dangle. And if you want it more to dangle, then just bend it because it's wire. That's it. Thanks for watching.
And that's a wrap. Merry Christmas.